Greetings. In this video, I wanted to look at the Lake Pontchartrain, and this article here demonstrates Lake Pontchartrain demonstrates the curve of the Earth, set, game, and match flat earthers. Okay, so there's a lot of things happening with this photo, and I've seen lots of videos where people are saying game over flat earthers. They're at Lake Pontchartrain. And if you hang with me, we're going to go to Global Earth and take a look at this, and we're going to take a look at another interesting video that all this stuff has to be considered because there's a lot of optical things happening here. The first thing you notice is, yes, it does look like it curves. There's a Fata Morgana thing happening here, and I'm going to go to Google Earth and we're going to take a look at this. But the biggest thing that jumps out to me is, if this is the curve of the Earth and you believe in the heliononsensical model, I mean, do you think the Earth is smaller than the moon? So the circumference of the Earth is 25,000 miles. This, from where this road is, where this photo was taken, and we're going to take a look at that, to this tower back here is 16 miles. And I'm actually being generous. I think it's like 15 and a half miles. So that is not even, it's 0.064%. It's not even 1/10 of 1% of the world. So you'd have to think the world is pretty small. There's a lot of optical things happening here, and let's dive into it. Here is where the transmission line changes. Goes to a different height. There's a little waterway here. We're going to take a look at, here we are on actual Google Earth. So this is where it changes. Okay, so what you're seeing down here is those lines right here, and then this tower right here is this tower right here. And so you can see that there's something going on. It's hard to tell where the horizon ends, but you can see where these legs on this last tower want to straighten out. But if you look at it, they're definitely at an angle. So I'm just trying to bring up that there's a lot of optical things happening. And also, this is I don't know if this plays a part. I just had this thought. This is a saltwater lake. A lot of people don't know that. And these power lines generate a pretty good electromagnetic field. And so I wonder if the salt water and the electromagnetic field also react kind of like heat waves and cause distortion. It's very minimal. Actually, I know that they do, but it's very minimal distortion, visual distortion. But if you stretch it out over 15 and a half miles, maybe. But there's a lot of optical things to consider. Here's the biggest thing that I want to show. Let me get this guy turned off here. Okay, now we're going to zoom out. And okay, let's take a measurement, because it's right here on this road where people are taking, and then it changes. It changes to okay, so they're saying 16 miles is what I put it at. I think it's really 15 and a half if I took a little more time with that, but there's a little spillway here. Okay, but I'll be generous, we'll call it 16 miles. So we're going to keep zooming out. Okay, so there's Lake Pontchartrain. Okay, and I want to show. So you really can't see Lake Pontchartrain anymore. You can just see the little mark that I put there. So if you think that Lake Pontchartrain captures the curve of the Earth, remember you have to start where that curve ends. You still have to go all the way. You have to capture all this land, all this ocean. Keep going. Keep going. And keep going. Keep going. And there it is again. So this little speck in here, like I said, it's 0.064% of the circumference of the world, if you believe this is the world we live in. So that is, and you think, so it's 0.064%, so it's not even 1/10 of 1%, and you think you're going to see this much curve? I don't know. I think there's a lot of problems with that. This is a video that somebody else did, and I'll put a link to it, where he set up dominoes on his table, and you can see the last domino is a blue domino, and you can see where it starts to curve. And I'll show you how he set that up. He used spacers. He made sure, I was really impressed with what he did. It set it on the edge of the table so it's straight. He used spacers, and you can see as he set his camera down, it gives the illusion that it's starting to curve even though it's on a flat tabletop. And he puts some lines in here. You can see now, remember the last ones are, he's got a couple yellow ones and a blue one, and they actually drop below his straight line. And then he's got a curved line in here somewhere. He's got the path that optically the dominoes follow. And you can see that last blue domino and the yellow ones. And he's got that sitting there. And he does a good job setting it all up. So I'll put a link to that. So in conclusion, I guess my point to this whole video is, yes, this does look like it curves, but you have to stop and use discernment and common sense. There's definitely a lot of things happening here. You know, there's a Fata Morgana thing happening here. Why do these legs of this last tower look straight when they're obviously not? And the biggest thing is this is 0.064%, so it's not even 1/10 of 1%, not even, of the curve of the Earth, of the circumference of the Earth, this 16 miles. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I want to encourage people to do their own research. If you have a long table at home and some dominoes, set it up for yourself, see what happens. Go to Google Earth and just type in Lake Pontchartrain and check all this out for yourself. You can drop the guy down on the water. They've got the Google Earth people down in the water as well, all around these towers. And you can just play around with this and see all these things for yourself. And there actually is a neat little neighborhood. The reason why these taller towers are there is because there's a neighborhood back there. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. As always, have a great day.